Hey YouTubers, welcome to Can't Cook with Jason today, where we're going to make a simple but delicious egg fried rice, which forms the base from which you can then tailor by adding whatever meat and veg you like. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notify icon and post your comments. The cornerstone of any good fried rice starts with cold leftover rice to ensure less moisture and structure to the rice so that it can be fried without turning mushy. I like to break any large clumps up with a fork in preparation. I'm using jasmine rice, which has a clumping quality, so breaking it up now helps with faster cooking time. For this particular version of egg fried rice, I'm going to add a personal favourite ingredient, which is bacon. This adds a unique smoky and salty taste to the rice. This is totally optional and can be left out for a vegetarian option. As with most Chinese food, a few finely sliced spring onions add colour and flavour, so 2 to 3 stalks is fine. There really is no better pan than a carbon steel wok to make fried rice. Coupled with the wok hay, this will give the fried rice that unrivaled flavour that you just cannot create using a frying pan or a non-stick coated wok. Get the wok screaming hot so you can see it smoking. Then add half a tablespoon of vegetable oil and swirl it around to ensure a good coating. We will also be using sesame oil, but I like to add that later on so that it retains its aroma and flavour. First, let's quickly fry the bacon to render and release that smoky and salty flavour-packed fat and oil. This should take 1 to 2 minutes max, as we don't want to over fry and crisp up the bacon so that it becomes hard or crunchy. Once done, remove and set aside for later. Put the wok back on the heat and let it heat up again till smoking. Then add another half a tablespoon of oil and swirl it around to heat up. Then in with our cold leftover rice, quickly moving it and breaking up the rice. I have quite a large wok with a wider base that gets hit by the flame, so I'm going to risk it and add in 2 portions worth of rice and hope this doesn't cool down the wok too much. Usually I would cook this amount of rice in 2 lots, but let's see. If you're not using a wok, then I highly recommend cooking smaller portions at a time. For seasoning, I like to add 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, which is more for the lovely colour and caramelisation when it hits that screaming hot wok. Then 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, which is more for saltiness. If you're using bacon like me, then it's already quite salty, so you may want to only put 1 teaspoon of light soy in. Continue to mix the soy into the rice and break up the rice clumps to ensure it all mixes so you get an even brown colour. As you can see, with a larger wok like this, I don't need to toss it as much, which cools down the rice and wok each time it moves further away from the flame, as I can simply use a sock or a ladle to turn and move the rice around. Fry the rice for around 1 to 2 minutes, including with the soy sauce for this stage. Okay, this is egg fried rice, so time to get our egg. Most recipes I have seen show cooking the egg first on its own, but I prefer to cook mine with the rice as I find this mixes much better and ends up coating some of the rice. So let's make a gap in the middle of the rice and add in some vegetable oil, then crack in the egg and rapidly mix and move the egg around as it cooks in a high heat so it doesn't stick. Now as you can see, because the egg is added whilst it is still raw and wet, it will coat the rice and be cooked so that it fuses into the rice, which for me is a much better final dish and taste. Once the egg is fully cooked and the rice is looking nicely fried, but not hard and crispy, add back in your pre-cooked bacon. Drizzle in 1 teaspoon of that fragrant sesame oil and then throw in the chopped spring onions. And toss everything together to mix one more time. And then that's it, heat off and we're done. Voila! We have a fast, affordable and tasty egg fried rice, unlike the restaurant or takeaway stuff which always tastes like boiled rice with chopped up omelette. This can be a meal in itself or a side dish to meats and veggies. Okay, so thanks for watching everyone. Subscribe, like it and comment please. And oh, I'm Uncle Roger, if you're out there, make sure you watch my video and react. And if you don't like it, then tell that to my grandma who taught me this and she'll come after you with a Chinese feather duster. Thanks guys, catch you next week.